Welcome, everybody, to the TacoCat Podcast. One that has been so long since we've done the last one, but that's because, things have settled down for us. So, do I really need to explain it?
No, I think people know what a podcast is.
Yeah, I don't need to explain. I don't need to explain what a podcast is. I just need to explain why it's been so long. Anyway, things have just gotten better for us, so now we're able to do podcasts more often. Also, we have a big announcement that will come at probably in the middle of the podcast as well as at the end. Again, we'll go over
Can you spoil it?
So, no, not yet.
Oh.
But it has something to do with us, so stick around.
Yes.
So, on the podcast today, as always, it's Jake. Hi, how are you guys doing? We have Kenny. Kenny, how you doing?
Hi.
Doing well. And then, of course, Tyler Hallback. Tyler?
Hi, guys.
So, welcome everybody back. I don't know what number podcast this is, so we'll just figure it out later.
21.
Is it 21?
Yep.
Oh, hey. Bottoms up. Anyway.
I was an idiot.
Cheers,
didn't
Ken.
get anything, so.
It's okay. Anyway, you can probably get up and get something later.
Or now.
Podcast. That's unprofessional, sir.
Well, if you do it now, you can run. And
Well, wait a minute. Since when are we professional?
What?
Exactly.
I know. Well, we're trying to be more professional.
Are we?
Yeah, actually.
I'm wearing shorts.
I know, and we're not wearing. Oh God, we're not wearing any of our company logos. Oh, great! This is gonna be great. All right. Anyway,
Professional.
So on this podcast today, we're gonna talk about a couple of things that have been happening. First on the list today, I'm actually going to move that one. We're going to talk about Battlefield 1 and Infinite Warfare, the new Call of Duty games and the new Battlefront game. We're going to talk about the trailers because that just got released about a week ago.
That's right.
And everyone's had the reaction, so we're going to kind of do our reactions and give our thoughts about what we thought about that. Also, speaking of trailers, another trailer news, Civ 6's trailer just dropped. We'll talk a bit about that, and I'm a Civ fan, so I'll talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
Also, Disney has shut down Disney Infinity. They've shut it completely down after what they call underperforming sales, which I think is a bit of a massive overreaction, but we'll talk about that. Also, Star Wars Battlefront 2 confirmed,
Yes.
and I believe it's going to be under a new development studio. We'll talk about that.
Yes.
And also, Kojima Watch 2016. Hideo Kojima just had an interview. Now, this is one that was taken from Silicon Era, which was the place where we got our source, which took the interview that Kojima did and translated into English.
I feel like Kojima is just playing they're his world's smallest violin at this point.
I know. I've got no sympathy for Konami right now, but
Me neither.
And we'll probably toss in a couple other things that were big happening this week. Like Uncharted 4 was released this week.
Yes.
Doom.
As was Doom. Doom was just dropped. Did that drop yesterday?
That dropped today.
It dropped today. Okay,
Friday
so
the 13th.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So that came out today. So we'll talk about our impressions. We haven't gotten to play it yet, but we're going to play that.
Ken, you were there, right? At the
I
release?
was.
Did you have to fight like hell to get a copy?
Out of everyone that I saw there, which would have been all 8 of us.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it ended up
We have a
actually
death match right there. There you go.
Actually ended up being
4v4.
really quiet.
Did it?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like. Well, I mean, also we live in a pretty small area where there's a pretty small release stuff.
Yes.
So, but man, when that that just seems small for even a Bethesda title.
Yes.
Because of course the last one was Fallout 4.
which we had to fight like hell to get that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you guys did. Mine was delivered to my house.
Well, it was
in
like
comfort.
Well, I took some video and I hung out with
Got that.
some of the people that were there.
Yes.
And there was one
Edition.
guy who was there who had been there for hours. He'd been there since the early morning.
Why?
But just cause he wanted to be the first one.
Yes.
I don't need a job.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that's how he spent his day off. It was weird. Anyway, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into the podcast. So let's go ahead and start with Battlefield 1 and Infinite Warfare. So let's start with the elephant in the room and address how poorly the trailer for Infinite Wars has been
poorly.
Oh, Tyler, it has over 2 million dislikes. It is one of the most disliked videos on all of YouTube.
What?
Yes.
No, what?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's
Infinite Warfare?
Yeah, Infinite Warfare.
Why? Like, what have people been saying that's so bad about it?
Well, everyone's just finally gotten over Call of Duty's bullshit.
No, they haven't.
Oh, no, they totally have.
This Call of Duty is going to come out, and like usual, like always, it's going to sell really well, and it's going to be the biggest massive multiplayer game there is. What I'm excited for is for the new Infinite Warfare is the seamless transaction from space battle to ships to planet side battle.
But see,
they promised us.
But I don't think. But see, and then the skeptic in me is I don't think that's going to happen because watching what we saw in the trailers, that was a pretty cut and dry, but
we didn't
transition.
We didn't really.
That was pre-done. But again, you can't really. That must have been in-engine footage because I doubt it was gameplay, but it could have been gameplay because
I think that was
really
in-engine.
Well, I mean, because really all they do with the Call of Duty games is they just recycle the shit every year. Like really, there's not much new added. It's the graphics really haven't changed much. The physics really haven't changed much.
Fingers crossed.
So
that they break ground with the space combat to ground combat, seamless transition.
Yeah. What about you, Ken? What did you see in it?
Pretty much everything that you guys said for the most part. I can understand why it got disliked. I mean, Call of Duty, no matter what, at this point, is gonna get dislikes.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's always gonna be hardcore people that are just like this bullshit. Like for me, the last time I stopped, the last Call of Duty game I actually bought myself was Modern Warfare. Was the first one. I got Modern Warfare 3 and 2 for Christmas that year, and I played them. Mm-hmm. But Modern Warfare was the last time I thought it was actually like really good. Like Modern Warfare 2 wasn't bad. Couldn't get into Modern Warfare 3. World at War was good.
Yes,
World at War was awesome. Yeah, but that's because of.
It's like, well, I mean, not just because of zombies. Because I wasn't super into the zombies mode at that time.
The zombies. I mean, that was a fun game.
Oh yeah, no, it's that is so much fun. It totally is. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't really into the whole zombie thing. My thing is like they returned to familiar territory, which with the World War II status. Which I understand that people are thinking like, oh, it's played out, but it was good. Like I mean, I always knew. See, the thing is like you always knew that the things were going to be good, and also one thing is like it was pretty cut and dry, the people you were shooting at, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean the Nazis, they're evil. It's a general consensus. That's not anything, it's not like any kind of like moral gray area decision where it's like any modern shooter that we've had in the last several years has been shoot the people that are of a different skin color than you. You know what I mean?
Whoa,
dude! Whoa. It totally has been, and you cannot deny that.
Yes, I can. They're very diverse races in the game.
I can give you one example immediately.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Well, no,
Wolfenstein was Nazis.
But Wolfenstein was Nazis, and that's
cut and dry, though.
Yeah, no, that's cut and dry, but I won't really classify Wolfenstein into the same genre.
Wolfenstein's special because it starts out as Wolfenstein has this formula where it starts out as it's World War II. Standard shooter.
Then it shoots
but
over
then
to an
all of a
alternate
sudden,
reality where
you start getting crazy ass weapons, crazy ass monsters, and experiments and technology.
Yeah,
and it ramps
and also,
up.
I mean,
well, the thing also is like it never really took itself super seriously.
No, and it's not supposed to.
Yeah,
why take yourself seriously when you have Hitler in a jar?
You look over at a game like, and I know I don't want to lump it in as well, but Destiny as well, where you pretty much knew the Vex are fucked up. You pretty much knew the Cabal basically at 800 pounds and they blow up planets just for getting in the way. That's someone that you probably don't want to keep alive on the same planet.
If it didn't look human, you're getting shot.
Yeah, then that's
funny
just.
Thing is though, I play as a robot. Yeah.
But anyway, so.
I know I'm just bringing up shit examples, but also another thing to bring up about Call of Duty is they haven't changed their gameplay a lot. to be honest, since Modern Warfare 1, they pretty much had that on lock.
Yeah, their games works. They sell. They make a profit.
The gameplay has been on point ever since.
I mean, there's no
I think
reason.
the only problem that I can say I have is they haven't done anything to branch out of that and say, okay, here's what else we can do with the first-person shooter formula.
But
they
that's
just
what
stick
they're-
to the same shit.
That's what it looks like they're trying to do with Infinite Warfare, though.
But here's my biggest thing. So my thing with Infinite Warfare. So like I said, it's been panned all over the place.
Yes.
And everyone and you've seen all the memes coming out with like a Battlefield guy with the Battlefield logo on his face kicking the shit out of the guy with the COD on his face. Like you've seen like memes like that, and it's true, and it's happening. And here's the thing. So looking at Infinite Warfare, they're ripping off Halo. They're ripping off Halo so hard.
Did you guys see the Pelican?
Yes.
Like 5 seconds.
It was
in.
like,
I
yeah,
know.
no, they're
I'm
fucking
waiting.
ripping off Halo.
I looked at that and
I'm
I was
waiting
just-
for 343 and Infinity Ward. Is it Infinity Ward?
Infinity Ward, yeah.
To join forces and say, oh yeah, we've been the secret prequel all along.
Yeah, well, see,
And then we get an ODST game.
well, see,
a full ODST game.
I like
you.
ODST, but
That would be awesome with the Call of Duty developers.
well, here's I don't think so. I think
But I mean, Call of Duty, when they have cinematic gunfights in the story, it's very cinematic. Things are going on around.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I kind of want it in ODST.
But I'm sorry, Tyler. I just don't know what to do when something isn't blowing up every 3.5 seconds.
Well, go watch a Michael Bay film then.
Well, it's just I don't know what's going on when there's a
wait
subdued
for,
moment in a shooter. I don't understand.
It's eerie because when you play these war games, it's kind of weird having these. What they show in the trailer, it's always action, explosions, and people dying every second all the time. Then you play a shooter, and then there's lulls in the action, which I get it. That's sort of realistic, but I would like a full on extended level of just nonstop, just balls to the wall, guns blazing. You're constantly taking fire, constantly running into cover, buildings blowing up. Just something to just get you exhausted by the end of it. Just that way you feel like you feel exhausted playing through this strenuous time.
Well, okay, so my problem with it is I have difficulty going from linear chest high wall shoot 'em up shooting gallery sequence to chest high wall shooting gallery.
But it's all shooting.
Thing like that.
That's all.
But I'm tired of going from one set piece to the same set piece with a slightly different veneer to another set piece where I press a button and that's the end.
But that's all shooters. You just described all shooters.
I know, and I'm sick of that. It's the shoot. It's pandering at this point, and I'm sick of because they used to have development. They used to innovate. They used to do new things and come up with new features, and now they've stagnated horribly. But
So
here's
now that we're getting a whole bunch of Call of Halo Infinite Guardians coming out,
yeah.
I'd play the hell out
So-
of it.
and Tyler needs to play video games to lose weight because he needs to be exhausted all the time.
I'm just saying,
And-
mentally, not
Well,
physically.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about,
I'm fat because
I know
of
you brought this up, Jake. The Battlefield 1 dude who's just kicking the shit out of the
the
Call of
COD
Duty
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Really, Battlefield did that with their trailer being 2 minutes shorter.
Yeah, there's that too. And here, last thing I want to say on Infinite Warfare. I bet you if they had released this not as a Call of Duty game, but as a brand new
new IP,
sci-fi IP,
As a brand new IP, it would have done well.
it would have been heralded as like brain fuck, like godsend. Coming.
no, because people would still compare it to Call of Duty. That's all they would do.
Well, yeah, they would compare it to Call of Duty, but they would also compare it to Halo. But see, here's the thing: it would sell as a sci-fi, as a low sci-fi, low tech sci-fi, or just getting into
it's
that.
pretty sci-fi.
second-
It's pretty sci-fi
Well-
once you get into space and the planet.
Yeah, like it would sell so much better under that than under the Call of Duty branding. So if it was a completely different IP, it would be great. It doesn't matter because every shooter, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Battlefront, all have the same core mechanics.
But that's what sells, though.
So that's not the thing I'm saying. That's not the thing that's selling. The thing that's selling it now is not the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
What's selling it is the brand new IP and people wanting to play something new that's sci-fi, but not like crazy fantasy sci-fi. That's like looks like attainable sci-fi.
Fair enough.
So you're not, and it's really hard to sell the game on. Like I said, on mechanics to begin with, because it's pretty fucking bare with it.
It's
anyway.
just going to be Call of Duty, even if they did sell it as a new IP.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think it would do better that way.
People would jump on, and then people would be like, "Wait a minute,
We're sheeple, Tyler. We would have jumped into it.
No, like immediately the first day is like, this is just Call of Duty.
right.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But that's what Call of Duty is. It's fun.
All right, so what's next?
So now on to Battlefield 1.
Okay, so next up is the
excited.
World War One with steampunk and dice.
It's not steampunk though.
It's not steampunk though.
It's legitimately World War One.
Yeah. Which is awesome because we're gonna get war blimps. We're gonna be all over the world. It looks like.
Yeah, and what's great is like when you think of World War One, you think of trench warfare.
Yeah.
You think of the Western Front.
Yeah.
The Ricketts.
Exactly. You think like the fight through Belgium, through Flanders, into France. The big scale ones. That's what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
But I mean, this was but it was also very hot on the Eastern Front, like near Russia, near the Ottoman Empire at the time, and into North Africa.
It was everywhere.
Yeah, it was.
But that's why it was called World War. I mean,
Yeah, it was what most historians will call, of course, obviously World War One, but it was one of the most truly global conflicts.
Yeah,
and
which I'm excited for.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for it too because to me it almost feels like a return to form.
Yes.
Which it's going to be a relief from all the sci-fi.
Yeah, all the advanced warfare.
Yeah,
crap.
but we've had the Halo, we've had the Destiny with the Taken King coming out and still being relevant.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I think making
Doom.
the game, to be absolutely honest.
Doom, but
it's nice to have a game that goes back to a traditional style of shooting and mortars. And
back when it was men
warfare.
being men with guns.
Yeah,
when it was men being men with guns.
And when you can kind of, I think World War One is a little more morally ambiguous than World War II.
Yes.
But still, you can kind of be sure at who you're fighting.
I just hope we can do a cavalry charge on the horse.
Yeah, and so that
right,
and the blimp, and
that's to me that's somewhat innovative. And what we were talking about, so I remember, you guys remember this, like it was about 2 weeks before the Battlefront or the new Battlefield trailer and the new Infinite Warfare trailer dropped. I said, I really miss Call of Duty and Battlefield when they were, Battlefield 1942.
Yeah, we were
talking about this.
Yeah,
and so to me, to have Battlefield go to World War One, this because everyone's like, oh, I'm so used up on the World War II front, which is fair. There are a lot of World War II games. There are not a lot of World War One games. And I think that this is kind of like opening up, but still in familiar territory for gamers, and it's kind of like, I think it's hitting right at the perfect point because everyone's starting to get kind of fed up with the modern stuff and wants to go back to like you said, men being men with guns, kind of thing like that.
We had Primal, but that went too far back.
Yeah,
it was too ridiculous.
Well, that one was just they just took. I don't understand. I don't know how difficult it is to make a new map, but that was just Kerat from Fallout.
That game was like so
4.
hyped, and then as soon as it came out, it literally just went quiet.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. It was just more Far Cry.
I don't hear anything good or bad about it. It literally just kind of
like.
Well, it was more Far Cry 4, which...
And it was Far Cry following the same formula that they've been following for the most part since Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
And really, to be honest, like Far Cry 4 was good. I liked it.
I did.
But if you play Far Cry 4, you really don't need to play Primal.
Yes.
Because Primal is like the blood dragon of Far Cry 3.
Okay.
And really, if you want to have the same experience, just get Far Cry 3. You're going to get just as good a story, and you're going to spend like $30 less.
If you want to get balls to the wall crazy, go play Blood Dragon and go experience one of the best tutorials ever in a video game.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
I still haven't played it. I want to though.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Oh, that tutorial.
Yeah, it's pretty. Well,
it's the best thing ever.
The whole game is pretty great. It's funny because I think it started as like an April Fool joke, and
it did.
And it just
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
like, well,
it was
fuck it,
April Fool's Jake, and it was April Fool's Jake exactly. And Ubisoft's like, okay, you guys think this is a joke? Well, we're actually going to do it.
Yeah.
Bam.
I love that. I love how some people would just like take a joke too far. Remember when, what was it, like Halo 3 had Halo Chess coming out as a DLC for
Yeah.
their April Fool's joke?
Right.
And and it looked legit. It looked legit, didn't it?
Well, I mean, people can always mod. I'm not with mod that in, but forge that into it when
You're
they
right.
open up their forge tools. So,
But I think it would be
Alright.
a great slap to the face just for Battlefield 1. Trench warfare, middle of the night, after you beat the campaign, all of a sudden, all the soldiers that died in the trenches start coming out as infected.
Oh god. So like the gangrene and the trench foot they got is like
Just like a
it's a super
total
virus.
slap to the face to Call of Duty with
That
their,
would be-
with their zombie mode in the trench.
That would be great.
So then wait, do you call it the infected mode?
Infected
Exactly.
mode. So there's that, but
Trench foot up your ass.
but like one so we were talking about, so I saw Battlefield's Q&A, and there was like things from the fan. I thought it was a little scripted, to be absolutely honest. I don't think, but
Right.
I mean, I can understand why they would field softball questions. It's still really early in its development cycle.
Yes.
But they were being very coy about a lot of things, which is understandable. But one of the things that they were really talking about was tanks. So tank warfare that's the first time we ever saw modern mechanized warfare in World War I. And each side was making its own tank. So there was no like uniformed, like basically, you know, if you play any kind of modern shooter now and you get into a tank, you see a tank, you can pretty much assume it's going to be pretty much the same thing. You know,
Yes.
it's there's not very much variation because we're at the point where it's like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But this time is when they were trying to figure out how to get to that point. And so what they were saying is that, you know, what they're hoping to do is that each tank is going to be different. So,
Yes.
you know, if you get into a British tank, it's not going to necessarily be the same controls or be the same control scheme or anything like that if you got into a German tank.
why is there 6 pedals in here?
Exactly. And it's like,
Why is there 8 pedals in here?
it's like, where are there 8 pedals? Why is there not, 4 levers? Where's this and where's that? Yeah. So that's one thing that they were talking about, and having
How come
multiple.
the steering wheel is on the wrong side?
Yeah. Well,
Can you
it's
imagine
like,
trying to drive a tank like the game is like, now your control scheme is in reverse.
well, fuck.
What is the purpose of this?
So
You're
it's like,
staring at the gunner while you're like looking in the rear mirror. How are we doing?
no.
Oh, okay.
It's like also like what they're talking about is like they're gonna have multiple positions in the tank, so it's not just gonna be one person controlling all of it.
Yes.
So there will be, there'll be like, so what I get from the British tanks is they didn't have like a main gun in the front. They had a machine gun in the front, and then they had 2, I guess anti-tank guns or whatever, shell guns on the side. And so they're going to have like 2 people in that one, and then they can actually do it as troop transports too. So that's going to be interesting. They were talking about the horse. Now we did see the horse running through
That's gonna
the
be fun.
desert.
We did see the cavalry, yeah.
Do
Yeah.
we get a sword?
Yeah, so they said they were going to have swords or sabers or whatever they're going to end up
That
doing with
better
that.
be a multiplayer.
And
Where's
so
the enemy team? And all of a sudden, just over the hill.
Well, it took me
cavalry
well,
charge.
It took me until telling you that there were swords in Destiny now.
Right? I'm so excited that they got George and Destiny. Ah,
So I'm not sure exactly what they weren't sure exactly how the horses were going to play into the game, because, and I can understand why, because that's
one-shot vehicle.
It's a one-shot vehicle. It's a very flimsy vehicle, and also it's that's a lot to code in and to animate and to try to work in mechanically. That's a lot.
yeah, but
and
they
so
have buildings that can be fully destroyed and like
But
some of the other
yeah,
games.
plenty of time to put that in.
yeah, it's and I could see them doing something, but I'm not holding my breath to that being like a crazy thing. That's gonna be really cool really cool thing, but I don't know exactly what to do. So the jury's out on that one, so I can't really comment on it. But like one thing we did see is like there's gonna be chemical warfare.
Sure.
So
Oh, yeah.
it's like
Yeah, that was
we
a
saw in
big
the
thing.
trailer. We saw in the trailer.
Dude putting on the mask. With
Dude putting on the mask with
mustard
there's
gas.
mustard gas that was right there.
Tear gas.
It was
It wasn't.
it was mustard. It was either mustard gas or chlorine gas. I'm not sure exactly which one it ended up being, but
It's not explicitly stated. We just see your teammate fucking hit the ground as soon as he gets a face full of it.
yeah.
Yes.
And one thing I'm wondering is, if that's gonna like how they're gonna balance that, because like are they gonna like. Because I know that, like in Battlefield, you have like your gear, holdouts, things like that.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be like a gear pickup, so there's like you're gonna have like the melee baton kind of thing that they had. So will that be a pickup? And then one of the gear pieces will be the gas mask. So like you have to pick it in your loadout before you go on there. So it's like, okay, do I want to have this extra thing, or do I want to be able to breathe through the gas?
Sounds about right.
For
And
multiplayer,
then-
that sounds about right. That'll be a choice.
So that'll be interesting. So final thoughts on these, because I want to move on to the next bit.
Yeah.
Excited for both.
So excited.
Call of Duty is trying to promise some groundbreaking new play styles, and Battlefield is going back to the roots, getting back to what made these war games great. Excited for both. Won't buy any until after reviews come out.
Same here. And,
But excited. This is promising for video games.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, Kenny.
So now we're gonna go into hashtag free the nipple.
Oh yeah, we'll go into that. But what were your final thoughts? Just yeah, hashtag.
That's your opening line for the game.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Hashtag free the nipple. As far as Battlefield and Call of Duty are concerned, I mean, Call of Duty, if they can live up to the hype that they are hyping Infinite Warfare 2, then fine. Is it going to sell good if that's the case? Yeah. Are people going to love and hate it? They always love and hate Call of Duty. It doesn't fucking matter. So that's fine. Battlefield 1 is going to do a return to form, and as long as they stay true to that return to form, it's going to do fine too.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's Battlefield and Call of Duty. They're the two highest grossing first-person shooters on the market today.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I think if I were to get either of them, I would probably get Battlefield 1.
Okay.
I don't know yet. I don't think I would. I think I would wait for a while to try to see, or maybe play it at a friend's house, or get a friend and borrow it or something like that.
That's also what made these games great, is that they were, always, multiplayer on console, and I hope they stick with that. They have to stick with
Well, of course, they make way too much money with multiplayer. It's just, I wish the community was better.
Well, we thought Halo would. We thought Halo would be always couch co-op.
Yeah.
We always thought it would.
But that's for 60 FPS, Tyler.
Yeah,
That's the only way that we could keep it.
they had to abandon it.
It's that we're not even. I don't even want to talk about that.
Abandoned by 343. Moving on to hashtag free the nipple.
Anyway, so we're on hashtag free the nipple.
Free the nipple.
So
Free all of the nipples, because nipples are fantastic.
Yeah. So what Kenny's referencing here. So Civilization 6 just had its announcement trailer, had its reveal trailer, which was by Sean Bean.
Shane Bond?
Yeah, did his
Fucking nice.
Yeah, Lord Stark was there, and he did his
Turning
voiceover.
red, Tyler.
He's probably gonna. I mean, I'm surprised he wasn't like executed or killed at the end of the trailer, but I mean, he could have been.
Or
but
that's why the trailer.
That's why the trailer ended, because he probably died.
Why we're talking about this being hashtag free the nipple, which is what a really good friend of mine, Anna, said to me about it, because she saw it and she was pissed, is they censored two really well-known
pieces of art. So like there was and I'll agree with you on this one. So before we get into the game, so they showed a lot of like screenshots of like not screenshots of the game, but of like inspirational things about like what our civilization has done and stuff like that, which is good, and it's not different from any other Civ trailer that I've seen.
Not only is it good, but it leaves the game pretty much on the ambiguous side of anything.
I mean, we know it's going to be in the same formula. There are some differences, and we'll talk about that. But I'm against censorship of artwork. And I understand YouTube has a crazy policy about nipples, as well as most of the internet, which is just weird. And I mean, I'm not saying that everyone should be like just flaunting their goods all over the internet. That's their prerogative.
Well, how do you think I'm going to make money?
Well, Tyler, we need to have a talk about that.
But my milkshakes, Jake.
They are not bringing the boys to the yard.
Tyler, you are not going to get tipped 1,000 tokens tonight.
So, anyway,
You're going to get tipped 1,000 pieces of bacon, but not tokens.
I'll do that.
no, that's
do
a
that.
lot of cholesterol right there. Anyway, so the arts that it did censor
Yes.
was one that was I think it was actually of the July Revolution, was when the actual painting is depicting of, but it's about the French Revolution, and it's a very iconic one. It was on was it Coldplay? It was on a Coldplay album too.
No, remind me because
Yes.
I watched the trailer. I didn't really pay attention too much to the details.
Yes.
My bad. How did they censor it then?
They glossed over the nipple and just made it all white.
They made it look
So
like all
it's
titty and
Yeah,
no nipple.
all titty, no nipple, no areola or anything.
It's like in mangas, like when they want to.
Oh, so
Yeah.
the there's no existing nipple.
Yeah, no existing nipple.
There's
Yeah.
no existing nipple. There's not even a scar saying, "Hey, nipple was here."
Yeah, no, there's nothing.
Well, that'd be kind of weird to put that on a work of art, just like a little sign, like Acme.
Well,
But
no,
okay,
like-
well that's
but
That'd
the
be an
thing
awesome
is, like,
tattoo though. If someone who had to get their nipple removed.
I'm not gonna.
nipple was here.
Yeah, it was like I'm not gonna make a political stand on this because it's none of my business. But what I don't like is censorship of artwork, and especially great pieces of artwork, because
Agreed.
that's part of the picture. That's part of the painting. That's how the artist put it, and that's how everybody sees it. That's how it's
and that's
displayed
not
in
only
art
the artists
museums.
interpreted it, but it's also a part of history, not only for the French Revolution, but for part of the freaking world and for history in itself.
Yeah, and so so to me, I'm not okay with that.
Yes,
that is
I
what
agree
I
with
don't.
you.
That's what I don't like, and also. It's fucking fake. It's not like it was some. It's like some chick. Just it's not like I just had some chick in some random flash just go.
It's a
Woo!
memorable picture. It's a picture that everyone can easily recognize if they have a college degree.
Or well, I mean, if they've paid even a bit of attention, and if they paid a bit of attention in 10th grade history.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
I am offended.
Good.
Anyway, so
God.
so that's one thing. I don't like the censorship of the artwork, and it just seems to me like it's way out of place.
Right.
Like it just was unneeded, and I know that maybe I'm reading too much into it, or I noticed this detail. Maybe not a lot of people did, or maybe people just didn't care about it. But it's not even for me. It's not even about freeing the nipple. It's about free expression of art.
Dude, save the fucking tatas, am I right?
That's just the way it was painted.
Yes.
That's the way it's been. And hey, if you're afraid, like, oh well, the kids might see it and it'll be obscene. Well, what the hell are they gonna do when you go into a modern art, or they go into an art museum and they see that? Oh no! Oh God! Oh!
Can we put shorts on David?
No, we can't put shorts on David.
What? But the statue of David. But the children, Jake.
Well, Tyler.
The children.
Well, Tyler, he's already cold, and there's probably not much there anyway. So, he said shrinkage on an epic scale. I mean, he's been pantsless for centuries.
We need to give him the horny shirt.
Yes.
But
So,
But you will. But I bet you he's saying that you will remember me for centuries. Fucking words are hard tonight. Am I right?
But,
I haven't even been drinking.
my thing is, they should have used different works of art.
if
If you're gonna censor art, then don't use that art to pitch your game.
exactly, I
Use
think
the
that would be a better one.
That's
scale
I think
thing.
the best alternative.
So I think it was. Granted, the works of art were great in a Civilization trailer. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Oh, no,
But
great, yeah.
they censored it. And if they were going to censor it, then they should have used different pieces of art to express what they're trying to pitch.
Especially for that time period. I mean, I imagine
There was tons of artwork.
Oh yeah, no, there's tons.
with no tit slip
with no
out.
titties,
Yeah.
But
with no titties,
Which
and no
you wouldn't have to
dicks and-
censor.
Oh yeah, there's tons of that depicting
I
that.
feel like there's a reason why they chose this, but it defeats when you start censoring your sales point, your pitch.
Yes.
Then you
lose your point.
You screwed up.
Yeah, you screwed up. Yeah, definitely. All right, so now talking about the actual game. So you guys can weigh in or anything like that. But let's talk about.
Wait. I'm gonna rip into your game.
Okay.
Civ 6. So, found this out because I was looking on my sources. Someone posted a screenshot of the Civ 5 and Civ 6, and it's a picture of the horses. And in the trailer, the Civ 6 horses are actually less detailed than the previous game trailer.
Well, yeah, it's in alpha. No shit.
But still,
No. You can't even compare a final product to an early build of a game.
you're gonna pitch something, but it's a pitch though.
Yeah, you're pitching
gotta
what you
give it your
have.
freaking all though.
Yeah, but you're pitching the game, and also if that showed up in the trailer, that only showed up for like that much. It's not. It's like it's.
That's all it takes, Jake. That's all it takes.
No, if you're picking that up, you are a low fucking human being.
Wow.
That is
wow,
that is
Mr.
bullshit.
Mister, I'm gonna rant and scream to the heavens.
About
Civil
artwork
War?
about artwork censorship. Yeah, totally.
No, Civil War. Fucking-
What Civil War? Oh, Marvel Civil War?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that was a major plot point.
It's not that major.
Yes, it was.
Okay, we're gonna get off topic,
Yeah.
but still, I think when you're pitching something,
Children,
you gotta
both of
have
them.
your A game out there, the very best.
Well, I think that's a.
No one ever was.
Well, I don't think that's I understand why you're bringing it up, but I don't think that argument holds any weight because it's like comparing the early beta footage or the alpha footage of Halo when that was first coming out to the
alpha
final
footage
product.
of Halo was like a different freaking game,
Exactly. It's gonna look completely different.
but it still looked better. It still looked better
It's
than
like
the other
comparing
games.
Bubsy 3D to Super Mario 64 because you just can't give up.
Yeah.
I can't give up.
Anyway,
It was just a little thing, and
So-
I knew it would upset you, so I had to, pick at it.
So is it the little things,
I mean, it's just-
that always get you down?
yeah. It's just,
No,
it just-
actually, no. I don't really play the Civilization games. However, I respect what they are. I respect their standings as RTSs. And Gandhi's making a comeback, so
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
wait for the new Gandhi nukes everybody meme.
Yeah, I know. God, I love that. Yeah, it started out as a bug in his aggression protocol.
Yeah, because
Great.
if you got his aggression too low, it would go into the
It would go into negatives,
and
and it would-
that therefore he would get super
He'd be
extremist.
super aggro, yeah.
Yeah,
So that was great, but
go Gandhi.
and they've kind of kept that in as like a running gag, which is kind of great. So something new that's going to happen new mechanically with the game is so in the last games, it was like all the cities were stackable.
Yes.
So all of it stayed on one square. So it was on one hexagon.
Right.
Now it's going to be. It's not going to be stacked anymore. Like there's going to be certain things that are going to be in it's going to be like a district system. So you'll have the main district, which is going to be like where the original part of the thing was, and then you're going to have to pick different squares, and the districts are going to be like there'll be like an industrial square or a military square or a residential square or things like that, and that is going to be it's going to be districting. And what's going to happen is so your enemies can bomb specific parts of the city to slow down like military production or slow down food production for your civilians or things like that. They don't have to go straight at the heart of the thing, which is going to be kind of interesting. Although it's going to make it probably your indecisive friend who takes 8 hours to figure out their next move. It's going to take them 16 hours now to make their calculated move, and it's going to make capturing cities, I think, a little more difficult, which is not bad. I enjoy it enough, so that'll be interesting. But mechanically, I think it's going to be staying about the same with Civ 5 and Beyond Earth.
Right.
And Firaxis is putting it in good development hands, and I am excited for it. I don't know if I might pre-purchase it actually because I love the Civ games that much.
So far, they haven't disappointed.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, I had when I was in construction, I had a coworker who he didn't play video games except for Civilization, and that's all he played, and he had nothing but high regards for it. With what was it above or Beyond Earth?
Beyond Earth, yes.
Beyond Earth. You said it was a very different game, but it was also true to Civilization. Do you think they'll implement something from Beyond Earth into the new Civilization? Do you think they might even include a space element?
I think they might include a bit more of a space element because they did have a little bit of space elements in the game. In Revolution, which was the console port, which was one of my favorite. Was one of my favorite ones of the Civilization games. So I think they might add something else into that, which would be kind of cool. But I think they're going to keep it terrestrial again. I think they will add a couple things from Beyond Earth. I think Beyond Earth was kind of like their one thing where, okay, we're going to go crazy out there, see what sticks, see what works mechanically, and then if it can be refolded back into the normal formula. And I think that it'll work. I wasn't a too big Beyond Earth fan. I liked it, but it wasn't my cup of tea. I was more of a Civ 5 Brave New World kind of guy, which was the last expansion, which was great. So I think they're going to return more to that, and I think they might fold some of the new stuff into it, which would be great because they can only get better.
Yes.
So
agreed.
Hopefully the best days of Civilization are ahead of us, not behind us. So
Well, it seems Civilization hasn't disappointed yet. They have a very good formula that keeps players in, and they seem to only expand on it.
Yeah, some people were put off by Beyond Earth, but I enjoyed it. So
Well, I never. My RTSs go down to Age of Empires.
oh yeah, well that's always
Sir?
yeah.
I
That's always good. But
I sucked at Age of
And
Empires so bad.
since
I
we're
couldn't
gonna be
even beat the
going
computers.
Beyond Earth, Battlefront 2 going beyond dice
yeah,
at this point.
Battlefront.
yeah.
Let's talk about Battlefront.
Yeah, let's
Ken,
talk about-
why don't you open up about how you felt about Battlefront?
Yeah,
About I felt I was bent over the couch and fucked like a redheaded stepchild.
Yo,
About a game that promised so much
and delivered
in the
so
realm of gameplay and mechanics and how it's supposed to work, and then delivered so fucking little on those mechanics, except for when you had to pay for them. The fact of the matter is, a lot of gamers don't like microtransactions. Do we like them in some games? Sure.
They're acceptable to
Sure.
a degree.
But I mean, when you
I don't
have
think
to,
so.
but when you buy a $60 game, do you really want to go buy another $10 or $20 for the rest of the game
It'll go
the
away
night
eventually.
that you buy it? No, you do not.
Which is, oh my god, that upset me so much.
yeah.
My
To be
problem.
fair, they delivered on two things: the visuals.
Oh, phenomenal visuals.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Actually, three things. The visuals is one. The sound quality is number two.
Well, yeah.
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So for the most part, it was fine. And number three was, for the most part, the levels were relatively true to the canon.
Yeah.
Oh, the level design was great. Level design was great. I loved
The
it.
problem is everything else was so lacking and so
Yeah.
little
Ye-
that it's making me glad that a team that's very versed in multiplayer-only games is handling it now.
But I'm upset with that too.
Here's-
I understand
I
why
think-
you're upset with it, and I completely get it, because you want your single-player Battlefront. You want something that you can grasp onto. Number one, a cohesive storyline. Mm-hmm. But this is a company that's also doing that cohesive storyline with their next installment
And the Titanfall
in
series.
their own IP, Titanfall.
Yeah.
I think people would have been happy for the first Battlefront. Would have been happy just with a reskinned Battlefront 2.
Yeah. If you had kept
Slap
like
some new maps on there, repaint everything, sound quality update, everything. Just build off the Battlefront 2. I think people would have been happier. Now, and then they should have with the new Battlefront 2. Oh my god, we're getting to the Xbox One, Xbox.
Yeah.
With the new Battlefront 2, I feel like that's when they should have started, implementing new ideas.
Yes.
That way, you've updated what was good already, and you've added, little things to add some flair.
Yeah.
And then you listen to the response from the community, see what they want, see what you can implement, then
mean,
add it into the sequel.
My big thing is going to be space combat that just doesn't feel like ship combat.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because, flying around the TIE Fighter and an X-Wing in Battlefront, in the Star Wars Battlefront, that was fun.
The new one or
The new one, it was pretty fun. for 5 minutes, maybe 10. But I mean, there wasn't that much else with it. And was there a space combat even?
No.
There's
anything at all?
not
I mean,
space.
and that's like that's like one of the big key things in Star Wars. Last time I checked, are the TIE fighters and the X-wings
Yeah, in the battles and
and the battles in space.
The fighting with the ships felt small. The area itself felt small.
And
that's why it became a
It
hornet's
just felt
nest with
clutter.
people just
Well,
going left to right,
Yes.
just killing everybody.
Well, for me, the only time I actually ever had fun playing that game was when I was playing Squadron mode.
First person mode, on first person view on that mode, phenomenal. I feel like I'm in the Star Wars game.
Yeah,
Yes.
I played that
However,
way.
I suck at that mode, so I had to go back to third person.
I
first person mode, I'm just like, wow, this is just jolly. Ah, dead.
I played
Horribly
it. I
dead.
played it that way. I played it that way for a while, which was a lot of fun.
It is.
But like on the ground battles, fuck me, man. I played. I think I told you this. I played 4 matches. I was alive for a total of 4 minutes and 15 seconds, right around that. And that was because I would spawn in, I would take 2 steps, boom, dead. Because people would figure out spawns, which is normal for shooters.
Yes.
But also just, one thing that was so great about the Battlefront games is that you knew where the front line was.
Exactly.
And you had objectives and goals where you wasn't just like running around chaotically shooting at things and blah 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 blah.
That's the problem with Battlefront. It was how open-ended it was with that front line. You never knew where you really were going.
Because people were everywhere.
Because people were everywhere, and you didn't have like a thing where it's like, okay, if I run back here, I know I'll have some guys to back me up, which will be fine. So I can go find a health droid, or I can do this, and everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah, when you fell back to your own base, you were safe. You were, that's your resting place. You can regroup, grab a vehicle, go back to the action.
Yeah, which was fantastic, and that was one of the main
beer and clutch on your Golden Girls box set. But
yeah,
I mean,
of course, and that was
you gotta
He
do.
gets it.
that was the key, but that was like one of the key things for Battlefront, and I don't like that. I don't like that it's not that way anymore.
I agree.
Because this whole thing is like, don't get me wrong, I like asymmetrical gameplay and fighting as much as the next guy. Like I think it's great, but there's a limit here. And also, I like objective-based things more than just like, oh, capture this arbitrary point for a flag, and then that's it, and good luck defending it. No, I don't like that. I want, fights over command post, because, fights over the command post, it made you, since you only had a limited amount of reinforcements or times you could respawn,
Yeah.
then it made it like an actual thing. It's like, okay, I can't just throw bodies at this area until it falls. I have to bring in, a vehicle, or I've got to bring in a sniper, or I've got to bring something in, I've got to...
Or sneak past enemy lines, capture the command point
behind it, and then
you pull that clamp, and yeah, you're going to lose that command point that you just captured, but then you end up pushing up one...
Exactly.
Because the enemy can't defend in front and behind it. What they really need to do, they gotta get back to the class system. You get the soldier, the NG, the sniper, the heavy, and then the special classes.
And then the scout and the spy and the medic.
Yeah, of course. No,
Actually,
seriously. No, that's perfect.
Because that's what made Battlefront, because you couldn't just run in with whatever gun you had. You had to... Well, I'm playing on Hoth. The enemy's pushed into our base, so I probably should be an engineer with a shotgun. And then remember they had the legendary system?
Yeah.
Where you had to kill so many people with this gun.
And then you could get a overpowered
my
blast
shotgun
rifle.
Shot across the map and killed people. My rocket launcher became homie rock. They should implement the same thing, except class system, but customizable classes.
Yes, and I think we talked about this earlier. So with the class system, because I know that people was like, "Ooh, my customization options," which I get it to a point.
No, it's fun. It's fun. It makes your soldier yours.
Yeah, it makes your soldier yours. It makes your loadout yours. But here's the thing: so you keep in those things. So you have soldier, heavy, sniper. You have or marksman. You have engineer, you have medic, you have this, you have all the classes, and then you have options in those classes. Now you can take, so let's say we have an engineer.
Yeah, an engineer.
So we have an engineer, so their primary is a shotgun, and
Pistol was always secondary for everything.
Well, they had a fusion cutter. They had a.
Oh yeah, for sabotaging vehicles, which was like the most horrifying thing ever.
It was like
remember?
Yeah.
Playing against the enemy and like, please don't back up, please don't back up, and they're like,
slicing into the vehicles.
why are we losing health?
Yeah, I liked that, and also you could like repair vehicles, and you had auto heal when you were in vehicles, which was great.
So fun.
So it's like, so you have that, and so it's like, oh, I don't really want a shotgun. Okay, well, I can do. You have certain guns that you can keep that are within the class that aren't shotguns, but like if you pick something, oh well, I want this, super awesome assault rifle or assault blaster. Okay, well, I'm gonna suffer some kind of like aiming debuff or
like NG or heavy class buffs, like the weapons belonging to that.
Yeah, belonging to that class. You could take all those things, but you'd have a
the engineer could I pitched this idea. It was like the engineer could have a sniper rifle, but he wasn't getting like the sniper buffs for it, which was like a steady aim, faster reload, faster shot.
Yeah,
he was just a standard sniper rifle.
Yeah, and
whereas if he got a shotgun, he'd be going around with like,
he could
special. I don't know. We would use Dragon's Breath for Call of Duty, but is there a variation of that for Star Wars?
No,
Plasma breath.
Well, no, but you use Dragon Breath to paralyze your opponent, and then Dragon type, they take double damage.
Pokemon, get out.
No, but seriously, like,
but yeah,
the class system. I think the class system really was Battlefront, because that's what the battles were. You had to choose what was right for the situation. If you were ahead, you chose sniper so you could hang back and support.
Certain maps,
certain maps. If you need to push a point, you're either a soldier or a special unit to push ahead. The enemy had vehicles. You're a heavy. It was, you had to choose what was right for the situation instead of just running out there.
Base it around the team that you're playing with. So
exactly.
Let's say you're on a team and there's already a heavy that's going towards that point, and you want to support that heavy. You're obviously going to pick the medic class.
Yeah.
Was there a medic? I don't think there wasn't a medic class.
No, well, the medic class was the
soldier.
The engineer was kind of like the multi-purpose.
Yeah, because he had the ammo health drop.
Yeah, he was like the
forgot about that.
All right. So Tyler, you're saying about the system, the class system.
Go back to Battlefront 2. Keep the class system, but leave customization open for individual classes. That's what made the games great. The game's great because you had to choose which class to help the situation.
Yeah, indeed, and I think that's going on. I think that they should take it back to what it was good for in the beginning.
Yes,
absolutely nothing. Say it again.
And I don't think we should. I don't think we should have another Battlefield 4
clone
reskin.
Agreed.
But who's running it again now, Kenny?
Respawn Entertainment, the same company that was behind Titanfall.
Those ads are going to get way more intense.
Way more intense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Titanfall and
to be fair, that means that they know how to do the mech combat. So probably going to get
vehicle combat would probably be
actually
they're probably going to be bumping up on their vehicle combat pretty much.
The soldier combat was pretty fun with the parkour system involved.
So I imagine
I don't want that in Star Wars.
Well, because we're not going to be running on walls, but there should be,
stormtroopers aren't going to be doing parkour.
There should be a vault system, though.
With the jump jets.
No, but I mean the cover,
But I won't be surprised if they speed up.
Yeah,
they might
the ground combat.
That would be
which
fun.
would be fine.
Yeah.
Just to be honest, Titanfall was kind of an adrenaline rush game.
Yeah, it was.
Well, it'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting to see.
But let's move on. Let's move on to the last bit, which is
make this joke all night.
Which is the Dream Team.
Yeah. So Hideo Kojima just had an interview.
Yes.
Talking about his newest game, or what the new game is going to be. Well, not really what it's going to be, but basically just being in his own Kojima way.
he's being very Kojima, where he's being
Get ready.
ambiguous, but he's also very much like he's into this being the kind of AAA game that we're used to, but at the same time, not being from a AAA developer, but being from a guy who has developed AAA games and has done very goddamn well at it, mind you.
Get ready, guys. Get ready.
Yeah.
Pachinko machines.
God damn.
Virtual Silent Hill pachinko machines.
Oculus Rift Pachinko machine.
What the fuck is wrong with Konami?
Oh,
Or Konami.
dude, like a lot of companies have done it. Gurren Lagann, the studio that did it, had a teaser trailer out, and a lot of people couldn't figure out what it was for, and then because it was in Japanese and we didn't translate it. Then translation came out. All of a sudden, thought we were getting a new season. Like, oh my god, nope. Pachinko machine.
God damn it.
Because pachinko sells well.
In Japan,
Yeah, it's
That's
on
all they need, man.
Yeah.
That's all they need.
But Konami
can you
had
imagine a
a
Metal
lot
Gear
of.
pachinko machine though?
I don't want to even think about it. So I
I don't even know
fuck
what pachinko
pachinko.
is. All I see is like pull a handle and shit goes on. I'm like, whoa.
So
we're gonna say fuck the pachinko. Fuck the pachinko machine level in Super Mario Sunshine.
yeah. Well, okay.
Bitch and a half.
That actually was a pain in the ass. I actually died quite a bit on that one. But anyway,
Damn it.
so what we're trying to say here is you okay? So
I see Silent Hill pachinko. I see Silent Hill pachinko machine, and it's all scary until like you get like a virtual pachinko, so like power ups get involved. So, just imagine how crazy they could go with it, and it's humorous and saddening at the same time.
So-
and then you get the ending in Silent Hill 2 at the end of it. If you get a high enough score, you find out the dog was behind it all.
yeah, the dog was behind your pachinko machine.
Dog,
Yes.
I loved it.
So I'm just trying to remember back to a time when Konami didn't take all of their, wonderful games and one of their IPs and other people, and they laid it out in front of them like a beautiful spread, and then took a hammer and went smash and smash and smash and smash and smash and smash and smash, and they decided to throw Kojima off of a cliff and say, "Oh, sorry, Hideo Kojima, you're far too marketable for our taste. Here, take a fucking Silent Hill pachinko machine." Yes, because we like pachinko and it makes the balls fall and it's all light and shiny and blah 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 blah. Buy it.
Konami did throw Kojima off the cliff, you're right.
Yeah.
But he was picked up by his very good friend Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
God.
And
Guillermo,
the moment
Kojima, and the
And Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus.
yeah,
Daryl Dixon.
They all
Think of him as Daryl.
yeah, they all want to do something, but
They are doing
it's-
something.
Yeah, well, I know, but
He
that's
tweeted. Daryl tweeted his new game logo. Not Daryl's
The,
logos.
Kojima's, yeah.
logo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a secret
so-
somewhere within
there's
that
a secret
logo.
somewhere with the goddamn logo.
This is like you said earlier before this. This is the dream team.
It pretty
Yeah.
much is
Well-
if you're talking about not only game design, but just storytelling in general.
Yeah, storytelling. You got horror from Del Toro. You got Norman Reedus, who it doesn't matter what he's in. He is just badass.
Yes.
So we're going to get
And
a
then you
badass
got,
character.
and then you have Hideo Kojima, who is the man responsible for Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit!
I mean,
we
he,
got a
he
lore?
makes M. Night Shyamalan look sane sometimes with his weird twists
no, M. Night
things.
went off the deep end a long time
Well,
ago.
I just
And they went off the deep end.
I'm just
I heard
saying.
he was working on an Avatar movie. How's that going?
Tyler, try to
We don't
try to
speak of it.
explain what the whole plot of Metal Gear without sounding crazy.
Nano machines, son.
Yeah. Okay.
Nano machines.
Nanomachines. Oh, it's the trees. It's the pollen from the trees.
Shut up. That movie was garbage, and I hate that people like that movie.
Anyway, so
bad, and you should feel bad.
But I heard he's working on an Avatar movie, so that should be good.
So let's get on to
No more
Kojima
penis hairdo.
here. Let's get on to Kojima here. Okay. So, it's crazy. It's really nice. I like to see this that people still see him as a really marketable personality, which he really is.
Yeah.
And the moment that his Konami contract went up, Sony immediately got it, picked him up.
Well, think about the
bam.
programmers.
They knew immediately.
Can you imagine like the programmers and artists that get picked up by him? That is going to look so fantastic on any piece of paper. What was what experience do you have? Oh, Kojima left Konami and he picks me up for one of his first game after it. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great because I think he's obviously gonna do well. This game is going to sell.
Yeah.
Like it is the bee's knees before it even comes out,
Yes.
before even pre-orders happen. This game is just
this game is going to sell. Yeah, people
are
are
gonna
going to
have
want.
money put away for this game. To be honest, I've never played a Silent Hill game before other than PT,
Well, I'm not even.
But-
I don't even think it's going to be. It's not going to be Silent Hill.
but I'm going to play this game. This game,
Yeah.
it's going to be great.
He wasn't very specific on the details, but which is understandable. Because I mean, also honestly, I didn't expect him to really be that way anyway. I mean, he's very good at keeping things
tease.
very under it. He's
He's
very good at the art of the tease.
He is very good at the art of the tease.
And basically, there were a couple things that were people were talking about. They were asking about like how he was feeling as a person, because he apparently like a lot of people like were comparing Konami to like working for like working in a sweatshop almost. And I think I said Konami. Anyway, so they were talking to him, and he was saying that he's like, yeah, I felt a little burnt out, but he wants to get back into making games as quickly as possible, and he's definitely doing that. And he's got a good develop. He's very happy with the development team that he's got, and we could see. I don't think he's going to do something similar to Metal Gear anytime soon. I mean we might get like human characters in it, but I think we might get something. I would be happy with another one of like his sci-fi mech battle games, because
I think it's gonna be Silent Hill-ish though.
I'm not sure if it'll be Silent Hill,
because you got Del Toro, and he is like monster imaginary phenomenal.
But but he doesn't necessarily have to do horror. He can make monsters for some kind of like fantasy game or some kind of like shooter. You know what I mean?
Toro also is the man behind Pacific Rim. I would not be surprised if we see a spiritual successor to a game that I feel like was extremely not talked about on the PS2, Zone of the Enders.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about.
Demo for that game, and it was so fun.
And that's and I'm not
that last part.
And I'm not a mech guy. I don't like mech combat games. It's just it never really appealed to me. But that was one of the games. That was like the one mech game that I could think. Actually, I really liked it.
Yes.
And so we could definitely see them in that one with Norman Reedus being the main character or being part of it, which would be
Norman Reedus for mech. Yes.
So it's like that'd be good.
Give him the mech crossbow.
I'm surprised that I guess now the internet just found out that Kojima put some secret into his logo.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure people expected it, but now everyone is looking for it.
But now it's like a couple billion people, if not more, looking at that logo and analyzing it, trying to figure out what the fuck it is.
And so there'll be no shortage of that on the internet. So
I'm not done bad mouthing Kojima. Konami.
Okay.
Konami.
Yeah.
Konami actually made Del Toro consider not doing video games anymore.
Yes.
This is a man.
Yeah, no.
This is a man that's come out with Hellboy, Pacific Rim,
Mama.
That's the Mama. And it's gotta be stressful doing those movies. Like, I mean, any film, any TV show, there's gotta be some stress.
Yes,
absolutely.
With it. But if you're working for a video game and you've reached a point where you don't want to do another video game with a very well-renowned director and creator of worlds, you screwed up. You fucked up, son.
You done fucked it up.
Yeah.
Because oh my gosh,
and you can't fix it.
His imagination, like I got the like Hellboy 2 special edition. I found it on clearance somewhere, and I got
at grocery outlet.
At grocery outlet, yeah. It was like $5. It came with a figure, and it came with an art book.
Oh man, that was so good.
Oh my god, I love that movie. I love the artwork. Oh, it.
Now imagine if Hideo Kojima got his hand on the Hellboy license along with Del Toro and they made a game.
That'd be either one like scary ass game or one
confusing ass game.
Around the same time as what? A couple of the first Metal Gear games are coming out. Metal Gear Solid 2, I believe, was right around that time.
Red Snake.
Yeah. Oh god.
So I mean, we would have either gotten a lot of Hellboy going up against
I'd pay that.
against I can't remember because I haven't seen Hellboy in years.
Yeah.
So
Oh boy, was awesome.
So wrapping it up real quick. So
we gotta wrap up?
we got to wrap
Dream
up soon.
team. This
So,
game,
yeah.
yes or no?
Yeah, no, I think it's
all
gonna.
for it.
I think if it has Kojima's name on it, it is gonna sell like gangbusters.
Yes.
No problem. It doesn't matter what it is going to sell.
it is.
And if you attach Del Toro to it, even more. Reedus to it. It's you don't see, here's the thing. It's amazing to see that those two names are almost superfluous.
The question
and you don't
is
even need them and to sell the game with Kojima.
The question is not if it's going to be a good game. The question is, are they going to have enough copies?
I think I have enough copies. Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
with digital distribution, Tyler.
I like to hold the disc.
I know, but not a lot of people
in my
do
hand.
anymore. I'm surprised I still have a disc drive in my PC. But
Right.
anyway, so on the last bit there, Kojima definitely hyped up a lot of people and getting a lot of people really excited about his new production
lot of hype
company and
going
new
on in the month of May.
production. So it's really great, and to me, it's just great to see him making games again and
Yes.
and having direction and
Well, and that's the
when
whole
we
thing,
saw when we
too.
saw Kojima before, you could tell that something wasn't good with him because he didn't look very well,
No.
and he had like all that like disheveled beard, like he'd been like stuck in a hole for months.
Because they were trying to get him to make a pachinko machine.
Yeah, and so he looked a lot better, a lot more relaxed, honestly a lot happier, if you can really get much from Kojima in happy. And he was shaved and everything. He looked just like a million times better, and I'm incredibly excited for what's coming in the future.
I think
And
this is going to be his
Yeah.
magnum opus, this game.
I don't know
It's gonna come very close.
because it's gonna take
Because
a
going to be
lot.
him. It's going to be him and a select few, but he's going to push his core into this game to prove Konami wrong, to show everyone this is who he is.
Yeah, I was like, I think
going to put his
I
heart
think he's
and soul.
definitely playing with a
It's
chip.
done.
I think he's definitely playing with a chip on his shoulder. But
Yes.
you got to also think that he's fucking Hideo Kojima, and he knows
Yes.
he's fucking Hideo Kojima. So
You don't understand Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima doesn't even understand Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, see, so it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
so
that's
so
more
it's like
complimentary than you think.
so
Probably looks in the mirror every day. He's like,
who are you? And so I was like, but I think his magnum opus was the Metal Gear series. I mean, you can't really go on from success like that. I'm not saying that he won't try and that he might succeed, but I'm saying it's going to be a really big mountain to surmount. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So let us know what you guys think. That's gonna wrap it up for the podcast for what we have to say. Want to say one last thing, and it's about TacoCat, and it's our TacoCat news here, and we're gonna do an update video very shortly with it. And come on, phone, don't do this to me.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
All of it.
So we have some big news. We will be having an exhibitor booth at SAC Anime in September. So this SAC Anime Summer 2016.
Woo!
And it's all set and done. And so Tyler, Kenny, and I will be there. And also we might have somebody else there as well.
Yes.
To help us out. So it'll be great. We're going to be doing lots of fun things and a lot of really cool things. It'll be nice to just get our name out there
Yep,
and to
we'll
see a
have-
bunch of people and be there at the convention.
Yep,
So
we'll be doing games. We'll be walking around. We'll more than likely have merch.
yeah, and we'll
Like
be
shirts?
Yeah, like shirts or like things
By
like
the way,
that.
those
So
shirts, super comfy.
yeah, super
Yes.
comfy. Yeah, that's why we're not wearing them.
It's called laundry, Jake. I
Yeah.
wore
So-
it 4 days out of the week. I had to clean it sometime.
So what we're going to so there are a couple things that we're going to be doing. We're going to definitely be making content while we're there. We're going to have a podcast at the end of the convention as well. We're going to have updates throughout the con. We're going to try to get some interviews, some things like that. It's going to be
Yes.
a lot of fun. Great things are abounding.
Should we tell them about
And-
what we're
Yeah, and then one of the things that we're going to be doing here, I don't want to talk about the.
Then we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah,
That one thing.
but one thing that we're going to do is, if you come show up to the booth, which will be great. So the first, I think we're going to do 5 people each day. and the 5 people will come in, and you'll get to be in a Let's Play with us.
Gasp! So
And-
exciting.
You'll get to be in a gas play. You'll get to be in a Let's
gas play?
A gas play, yeah. Yeah, it's because
Show us your best gasp. Go!
So close. Perfect. That was perfect. There we go. Perfect gas. Anyway,
Go to an old guy.
so we're going to.
Now go get some tissue paper, clean yourself up, and come back.
So we are going to do that for the entire convention.
Yes.
We're going to do the Let's Plays. We also have something else in the works that we'll announce at a different time. But yeah, so show up early. We're going to do, I think we're going to do the first 5 people or something like that.
that sounds
throughout the
right.
day. And what's great is you'll get a copy of the Let's Play. It'll go up on our channel as well. And
Slightly famous.
Yeah,
You'd be as famous as we are,
as
at
famous as
least.
we are. So yeah. Oh
That's-
God.
I mean,
Unless, they're
Unless
more
they're-
famous than us.
Yeah.
then,
So
in which
anyway.
case, we become,
we
more,
become
famous.
So anyway, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're really looking forward to being there. Really looking forward to seeing you all there, and hopefully you can come out and see us again. That is September 2nd through the 4th at the Sacramento Convention Center in Sacramento, California. And we really hope to see you out there. We're also, like I said, we're gonna have something special else that's what we're going to announce at a different time, and it could win you a chance to be on the next TacoCat podcast with us.
Yes.
So that'll be great. Anyway, so we'll leave details in the doobly-doo description below.
The doobly-doo.
And thank you all for tuning in. As always, thanks. Jake Keaty with Kenny Simone, Tyler Hallbach, Meow Meow Crunch Crunch, all hail TacoCat. Kenny, don't forget to be you, because you
are
Happy? Ow, son of a
awesome. Take care, everyone.
That was a little harder than you should have done it, Jake.